My name is James Williams Jr., and this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Okay, so first thing I want to address is violence in video games have not been something that's secret these days, or since video games became home consoles. Since like Nintendo first came home, since Atari first came home, Sega, PlayStation, Xbox. Since the dawn of these things, these systems have come into our homes, there has been violence, but some smart ass jackass wants to try and blame video games for the actions of others. Alright? That is clearly not the case. A video game can never personally make you go out and do violent stuff to people. That's not an option. Video games do not incite or drop violence on you. Video games have violent content. There's a reason why video games have ratings. Alright? Prime example, this is Mass Effect Andromeda. My favorite game. It's very therapeutic for me for my PTSD. And as you can see, right down here, there's a rating system. It says M for mature, 17 plus, contains blood, nudity, strong language, sexual content, and violence. These things have ratings. Let's do some more, shall we? Okay. So, we have Tomb Raider. This is Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, 20th celebration commemoration. It also has an M, mature, 17 plus, blood and gore, instant violence, strong language. These are for the PlayStation 3. Also have ratings. This is WWE, and this is Mass Effect 2. Plus we have Uncharted for the PlayStation 4. That has a T for teen. It contains blood, language, use of alcohol, use of tobacco, violence. It's there. And for the PlayStation 3, for Mass Effect 2, one of the greatest games of history time in the Mass Effect universe, it has M17 plus, and it has blood, drug references, sexual content, strong language, violence. And this is the Mass Effect trilogy. It has an M there. Let's read that for you. So when you go to shop these games, or if you happen to shop online, you can actually see the video content has a rating on it. And this one has blood, drug references, partial nudity, sexual content, strong language, and violence. Now this game is also in this game because it has all 3 games. But each of these games have ratings on them. They have a system. Every game has a system of ratings, whether it's for the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4. They have a system. They have ratings. They have an acknowledgement of what you can and can't see. Alright? And knowing that, there should be a way of telling people how, why, where, when, what to make sure that you do these games. Now, let me get a little bit more serious. Alright? Because I know a lot of you are thinking, but James, video game violence leads to violence. This is a controller. You cut it on, you cut it off. You play the game with it, you do not. I'm going to move this for a split second so that you can see what I'm working with here. know why this is like something not balancing out here. Okay. So here you have the save, I can't save, and you have Ryder. This is Sarah Ryder. Apparently I was leaving and I just made a wrong turn. Alright. So most of this game you spend a lot of time doing a lot of running, going to a lot of places. Yeah, I have it muted so that you can hear me. Man, most of the time in games, you go through some of these things. And I'm only doing this so that I can show you guys one mission and possibly some violence. Okay? So we're going to go on the Heskarl mission. This is a Angara.
Interesting place, isn't it? Full of smiles and handshakes. Not many soldiers. Even though when politicians make peace, it's we soldiers who keep it.
Given our situation, it's smart to show we truly come in friendship.
Though in these times you should be prepared for the alternative. But names. I know you, Pathfinder. I am Andrekma, a Heskarl with the Resistance.
A Heskarl?
Centuries ago, Heskarl were special forces.
I'm putting out my candle.
We defended colonies, passing our training down via oral history. Few remember us today. I came to learn what the Milky Way knows of such things. I heard your father was part of a similar program, an N7.
What have you learned about the N7 program?
Human soldiers who trained on exotic worlds. Arcturus, Europa, Rio de Janeiro. They learned to fight in all environments on little food or sleep, to care for their injured, to lead. Is that accurate? Wasn't your father one of them?
He was, although things soured when he began AI research. Didn't stop him teaching me and my brother a few tricks.
So, you carry a little of that knowledge with you, as well as your Pathfinder skills. N7 training would benefit my people. Heskarl training would benefit yours. Perhaps a few war games. Show me how your skills handle the tests of a Heskarl recruit. Challenge yourself and teach me.
A chance to work with the Angaran best of the best? Absolutely.
Excellent. I'll activate our training beacons. Finding them can be your first test. After that, I look forward to learning.
So I'm going to do this mission. And I'm going to record it. I figured I'd record it with the light off so it would be easier for you guys to see the video. Make sure my recording lights are on so that people know I'm actually recording. While I explain to y'all that violence in video games, you have to explain to your children the difference between a video game and reality. That's hands down paramount when you're buying these things.
Vetra was looking for you.
And if you're not willing to teach your children that, then then you probably need to reconsider buying them a video game without teaching them the reality of buying video games or the reality of coming into the video game world. The thing with video games, there are violent video games. But that does not make a person violent. That just means that the video game content is violent. As I showed you in the beginning of this video, there are rankings and ratings on video games, which when you buy the game at the store, You can pretty much flip the damn thing over before they even put the disc in the thing if you shop at GameStop like I do. That there's a rating system. Each rating system is also a list on the counter, I think. I'm not going to swear to that, but you can ask the people at the counter to give you a heads up on the rating list of the game. You know, so that you don't like get suckered by your children into buying something that they probably should not play. Especially with inappropriate content that they aren't age appropriate to play. Mass Effect is a great game. You know, all of them. The trilogy, Andromeda, it's a great game. The thing is that it says on the package that if you're under 17, it's probably not the game that you should be playing. No, and I'm not trying to be a douchebag about it. Yeah, I'm just saying the truth. You know, you really should not be playing the game if you're under 17 due to the sexual content and the nature in which I read at the beginning of the video. Yeah. But as for story concept, it's based in a real life situation just in the future, so deep in the future that people who are currently in the world right now do not exist. You know, it's way deep in the future. It's 2196 or 20 something. I don't really remember, but it's deep ass in the future. If you've seen any of my other video games, if you've seen my entry to these Mass Effect videos, then you will know that it's deep in the future. I will personally do a Mass Effect video between tonight and tomorrow that's just about Mass Effect. Now, without me giving the violent video game thing. So, here you're about to see me get in this little Nomad and go drive off into the sunset to go explore my violent nature of teaching a non-human entity the human way of fighting. Okay? So did you know, we're going to do this as close to right as possible. So, first and foremost, we're going to go fight some robots. If that does not make sense to you, well, just observe and see. We are going to go fight robots. That's right, robots.
There must be active remnant in there. Let's check it out.
Pathfinder, this area can be mined for resources. You can extract minerals via your mining interface.
Damn thing come down. Yep. Okay, came down. Just so that you know, I'm going to show you guys what the robots up there look like. For the active remnant.
Here they come!
Okay, now that I'm here, I have to do it. I'm sorry. This wasn't part of the plan, but it is today. I must have been here already because there's nothing there to gain. And there may be a glitch in the system because that's so deep down in the damn woodwork there. Alright, so those things you just seen me fight, they're going to be more down here somewhere. And so we're going to do that.
You found your first beacon. Ready for a taste of Hescal training?
Give me your best shot.
This one's straightforward. A test of combat efficiency. The beacon will agitate the remnant. Take them down quick. Maybe you'll beat my personal best.
Back and reload. And here they come. And try to remember that this is a video game. This is not real life. Sarah and Scott Ryder do not really exist. And unfortunately, side note, they probably won't be getting any DLCs thanks to the Social Justice Warriors who totally fucked it up for everybody. I'm sorry for my violent language. Violent language does not also mean that I am an exceptionally violent person and I'm going to pick and choose my battles. Right there is a destroyer. Oh, he shot me.
Yay. Excellent. We learned early on to make every shot count.
Cool. Where's my ride? Here's my ride. Let's make this more effective. Let's teleport. Teleport there. You see that structure there? That's where we're going. Of course, no man would be acting retarded now.
That's the part of the Kett Command Center.
Environment check. Temperatures are within acceptable parameters.
Ryder, back for another Hesgal challenge. I have a test of subtlety. Get into a Kett base and download a full copy of its files.
Yeah. Hate it when that happens.
Hostile shuttle incoming.
Look, it's the bad guys. Yeah, that soldier's totally fearless. He's just like running right into battle, like right into the line of fire. There's the next ship. The only thing that totally blows about the game is that your weapons, even though I'm shooting like mad grenades, they're not strong enough to bring down one of their shuttles. Probably should have saved that for another video, but no one's caring.
Stay alert. There'll be more.
Looking for one of those lamps to heat up. But clearly we don't have one. So now we gotta do this the hard way.
More hostile! Forget distractions, just push through!
Environmental temperatures are within
So if you noticed, you have to keep that little orange line
Support is back online.
somewhat close to as high as possible, because you'll die. It's just that simple. You will die. And now once that white line disappears, you'll be
I
in
don't think
good
we're
shape.
done here.
Your job basically here is just to stay the hell alive. Load. Find out where. Okay, they're coming right at the top. Now see how it blows up, but it did no damage to their ships whatsoever. Come on up here. There you go. Walk right into that sticky grenade. For those Shepard fans, the sticky grenade is it wasn't an infiltrator. I think it was like a DAT or Sentinel. It's a highly debatable thing. I like the sticky grenades. Which is why when I got the option to get them in this game, I totally took that option. Damn it, he's right in my line of fire. Yeah, it would help if y'all not get into my line of fire. Like in game 2, where they always would talk to you when you accidentally shoot them. And the only reason you would accidentally shoot them is because they walked into your line of fire. Especially Jack. That's me, dumbass. See that heavy artillery dude, he's way over there. What the hell is shooting me like that? That heavy artillery dude. We dropped a whole hit squad of 7 men. We're in critical condition.
Life support failure is imminent. Pathfinder.
Yeah, no shit. How big is that foul? Oh, good. It's gone. We gotta go warm up.
This should be it. Sam, get a full download.
Now we go fight fiends. But violence in video games has nothing to do with violence in real life. If you're violent, you probably were already violent before you got a hold of the video game. But a lot of people use video games and movies as an excuse to do violence, which is not the best idea, but it actually has one like cases.
So, if we started an outpost here, would we all live in snow forts?
Like in court cases, violence or using video games as an excuse to do violence has actually won court cases. I would never understand how, but it has. Now, how the hell did that happen? Any other damn time I can do that. Let's go to that last beacon. I can remember where the hell it's at. That would be great. My nomad's acting funny. Okay, so that's where I need to go. Probably gonna get a 3-for-1 sale here. Ammo. Activate the beacon.
Back for another Hescal challenge. There's a gigantic fiend nearby. Let's see if you can hunt it before it hunts you.
Now that blue thing is not a fiend. Oh shit. Blue guy involved. Looks like I got a 4-for-1 sale.
Successful hunt. The Hescal would hunt for food on long missions. Later, from tradition, the good work. That's more than enough proof of your talents. Come, let's speak again in person.
Okay, so that being said, you've seen this violence in this game. I don't think that I'm going to go out and start jumping around and shooting gigantic space monkeys and space bears because I've got nothing better to do than go out and cause violence. So, I mean, you guys can contest it if you like.
Charles
But
been asking to talk to you.
I don't think that violence in video games has nothing to do with violence in real life. Violence technically is a perspective of responsibility or lack thereof. If you believe that violence in video games causes people to go out and do violent things, then you are clearly behind the 8 ball and have no idea what is going on in life or at all. So, I'm going to close this video out by saying violence in video games is not responsible for human beings to go out and do violence. I'm James Williams Sr. This is Comfort Habit number 2. That's 30 minutes of your life that you can't get back. Be seeing you.